Hello, 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 and welcome back to my stream. Let's get back to work on what we were doing yesterday, and that is the the river passage level. This one. Before I get started, I'm going to basically reiterate what I worked on yesterday. Hold on a sec, let me check my stream, see if it's working. Okay, good, it's working. Right, anyways, so yeah, let's run this little bit here. See how it goes. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry about that, my headphones weren't plugged in. It was blasting out through my speakers. Probably echoing back like crazy through the microphone. Why is a target over there? Okay, let's fix that. Well, that was interesting. Apparently something is broken with the targeting system, because the targeting cursor for the Z targeting is not hovering over top of the dude. It's a bug. So there's some, yeah. Also, as you can see, he's kind of glitching out. Definitely something that I'm gonna have to fix. Alright. So I think the first order of business is to fix that weird twitching thing that's going on with this dude. Now I'm pretty sure that it's a problem with no, not this one. Not this one. Yeah, this NPC guide route behavior script. So I think I went over this in a previous stream at some point, but what this script does is it tells the NPC to walk along a certain route, but if the player falls behind or is too far away, then stop moving and look at the player, and basically wait until the player is within a certain radius and then keep following the route. Pretty simple, but there's clearly something it's clearly simple in concept, but there's also something clearly wrong with what you're seeing here, because yeah, he was twitching. He was kind of bugging out a bit there. It was technically working, but not quite. Yeah, it looked bad. He's supposed to look at you when you're too far away and look forward when he's moving. So something's clearly wrong here. I have a feeling that it's this final movement vector thing. So I'm going to print to the console final movement vector variable. That is how we are going to debug this thing. Alright then, something is going on here. I wonder if that's the problem. That'd be crazy if it was. Like just straight up using the wrong vector. Could be. Let's see. Yeah, looks like we found it. I wonder how that ended up there in the first place. Must have been just a silly mistake that I never corrected for like a long, long time. I never noticed until just now. Yeah, sometimes it do be like that. One thing I did yesterday, actually I think I spent the most time on this yesterday, is I made it so that if you try to go the wrong way, he'll basically say, hey, not that way, this way. He'll get your attention until you're going the wrong way. But one thing that I noticed is that doesn't really stop the player from going this way. Like, yeah, it stops the player temporarily, but then once the cutscene is over, the player can just keep walking. And I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I should use an invisible wall, or if I should make the player, or if I should teleport the player back a little bit, or if I should kind of force the player to walk back a little bit. I think all those are valid options. Why can't I click on this? There we go. Could also use I could also do a combination of those and have like a invisible wall just in case. But then like for the most part, it's just the player gets teleported back. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Only problem is all four of these barriers need to have their own separate uh, teleport teleport position, and the way that I have it set up is I have them all reference um, the same event thing, or interaction. Should I call this an interaction, or should I call it an event? I feel like, yeah, they kind of both work, but kind of want the word interaction to be reserved for when the player initiates the interaction. So maybe this should be an event. Wrong way event. hijack the camera to look at the little goober that I don't know his name yet, and display a random selection of possible text that basically say, "You're going the wrong way." And then when the player is done, set the camera back to basically just give the player control again. If I simply add the teleportation event to this, then I have to make 4 versions of this for each of the barriers. Or so I guess this is one of the limitations of using node paths. I can only reference one node at a time. So I guess I'll have to use an event, or not an event, a signal. Oh well, at least I know what's near the bottom. So anyways, let's, oh, I could use child, no, I'll use child objects. Okay. So teleport the player over here. And why is that grid so big? Man. Is there a way to change the scale? It's gotta be. Feels way too big. Ah, whatever. Okay, let's see if this works. I think it should. Oh, whoops. Nope. Specified cast is not valid. Unhandled exception. Hmm. Oh, it's because so what's going on here is this is technically spatial, but the type that I have here is that's overriding is just a regular node in my C# script. And I designed this so that it's to reference a different spatial instead of itself. Okay, so I can't use itself. All right. Okay, now it should work. I hope. Yep, it works. And I think I don't actually need invisible walls, because the player is finding a way to glitch past it. Then, I mean, well, if they're glitching past things, why stop them, right? Let the player break the game, I say. Alright, let's test each one of these one by one. So if I go... Hold on, this is bothering me. I never should have wrote that in the first place. There's no point to it. I thought it would help, but it ended up not helping, and I forgot to delete it. Hold on. Okay. I have a feeling this one's gonna break. Yep. Got teleported inside the wall. No problem, it should be easy to fix. Just move the bit over. There we go. I should rotate it too, I think. No, I'll leave it for now. That one works. Let's see if this one works. Pretty sure it should. Now that I fixed the teleport position. Yep. Ooh. Camera needs to be fixed. Right, the camera collision needs to be fixed. Sorry, I was just testing the RNG. Noticing it seems to only be sampling from 2 of these. Wonder what's up with that. Is there a problem with this node? Because he should be choosing between 3 possible like text prompts, but I only noticed 2 of them showing up. Hey, not that way, this way. There's 1. Huh, where are you going? There's 2. Not that way. Okay. There's the 3rd one. there's the third one. That's what I want to see. Now, I just noticed, I think, that there's a critical flaw with the follow script, or the NPC guide route stuff. So I noticed that if the player gets too far ahead, the NPC stops because he's too far away, when theoretically the NPC should keep going because he's on the correct route anyways, right? But the problem is, how do I calculate that? I actually don't know. I actually don't know how to do that. Actually, I think I do. I think I have a bit of an idea of how to do it. Okay, so if NPC distance to no. Okay. If the current point of the if the current point on the route is valid, and the NPC and the player are below a certain distance, or the cooldown timer is running, I guess I should specify that there needs to be an additional or for this, I think. Or the player distance to current point dot global transform dot origin is less than so if the distance between the player and the okay, but the problem with this is that it only covers 1 point. Dang, so this kind of works, but I'm realizing right now that this only works before the next point. It doesn't follow through with the point after the next one. Okay, it's a bit more complicated than I thought it would be. Or player is further ahead on route. And this is going to be a little bit complicated to calculate. Hmm. How to calculate this? For each oh man. Oh no. My plan was to use a for loop to go through each root point in the root. So the thing about a root is that it's basically a linked list. Each point in the root. So there's yeah, so each point in the root has, I don't know. Yeah, so each point in the root has a hold on, it doesn't necessarily, yeah. So most of them are going to have just one next point. The problem is not all so not all points have a next point. That's not a problem, which isn't a problem. But the real problem is what happens if a root has more than one next point. So like branching paths. How do you calculate whether the player is ahead or not if a route might have multiple paths, right? I guess I could calculate this assuming that the next point is always going to be the zeroth or the first one, which is going to be true like 90% of the time. But the thing is, I designed these NPC routes to be I designed them to be okay. So the quick and easy solution to this would be to just use pathfinding, and to be honest, I'm kind of tempted to just do that. Like just grab the endpoint and then bake a nav mesh for this. But the thing is, if I was going to do that, I would have done that from the start. I always knew that the system existed, but I feel like that using that system would be a betrayal of how these early 3D games would tend to work. Because like I don't think that very many games used A-star pathfinding. They usually whenever an NPC would follow a route, they would follow a set series of points, kind of like what I have here. This is what I mean. So here's the route, There's the root point. There's the next point. There's the next point. There's one after that. There's the next one. And there's the next one. This effectively does all the pathfinding work for the NPC, and it locks it into that route. This is objectively less versatile, but I'm doing it for a reason. I'm doing it because this is how they used to do it. Like, I don't think that NPCs really had elaborate pathfinding in those early 3D days. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of know what I mean by that. I'm half tempted to do that right now, though. I might just do that, actually. No. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just assume that the next point in the route is always going to be 0 for the NPC. And I'll just make sure that that's always the case for NPC routes. And if I'm using like the system for like an enemy patrol, where it's a little bit where it might be a little bit randomized, they're not going to use this anyways. So yeah, but I should clarify through like a comment that that's going to be the case here. Use only for NPCs single route. This breaks if a route has multiple branching paths. Well, I could theoretically make this smart and like check to see which route path the player took. But I don't want to do that right now. That's too complicated. Too complicated to code, so I'm not going to do it. Okay. Root point RP equals root point. Well, RP equals root point dot point. No way. RP dot next points dot length is 0. So I'm basically calculating distances. Okay, I think that's the right approach. Return false by default. No, wait. Wait, I don't need this. What am I doing? I guess I kind of... No. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. But it's not going to be math f.inf, infinity. It's going to be... Hold on, I'm just going to copy paste it because I don't feel like typing it out. Okay. If current point... No, wait. Let's... Oh, yeah. Can't do that in C#. I guess I should cover for edge cases. So if there is no next point in this root point, I mean, if there is a next point, return it, else return null. I think the else is kind of redundant. I could just do that. RP is not equal to null. Where distance to point is less than distance to origin. No, wait. No. If player if Oh, wait, I could just do... If player distance to point is less than NPC, distance to point, return true. Instantiate it back there. Okay. Let's see if this works. Sorry, lots of not talking. So let's see if I can quickly explain what I'm trying to do. So first, I get the distance between the player and the current root point, and the NPC and the current root point. If the player is closer to the current root point, then player is further ahead on our route. Otherwise, let's get the next point, and then check the distance between that. If the player is closer to a point that is further ahead in the route, return true. Otherwise, go to the next point and repeat until there are no more points. And if by this point it's returning false, that means that the player is behind, which means that the player is not further ahead, so it should return false. That is my theory. Hopefully I'm not missing something or screwing up the logic. Uh-oh. I wonder if I wonder if that was an infinite loop. I wonder if it was an infinite loop that I just ran into. Let's try it again. That might have been caused by me trying to resize the window. But if the game crashes again, then I know that there's some sort of infinite loop going on. Yeah. Oh, oh, sorry. I actually quit for the day. Something came up. Sorry, I got to end the stream early. Apologies. I'll have to fix this. Just add a bunch of errors there, so I know where to pick up or pick off tomorrow. But yeah, have a good day.